Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that every dollar you saved over the last 5 years could have doubled, even tripled, if only you had known where to invest it, if only someone had told you the truth instead of letting your money sleep and lose value. In the USA today, millions of hardworking people are unknowingly throwing away their financial future, not because they are careless, but because nobody ever explained how money actually works. And here's the shocking part. Your savings are not growing just because they are safe in a bank. In fact, inflation is silently stealing your wealth every single day. The biggest trap in the American financial system is not overspending, not low income, not even taxes. The real trap is ignorance, being financially blind in a system designed to punish those who don't understand investing. So today, right now, in this moment, I'm going to give you something that most people never receive in their entire lives, a crystal clear map showing exactly where Americans should invest their personal savings so those savings grow, multiply, and secure a future that feels powerful instead of stressful. If you're tired of paycheck-to-paycheck living, tired of watching your money disappear, tired of wishing for financial freedom instead of achieving it, then stay with me, not for 5 minutes, not for 10, but for the full video. Because every single part of what I'm about to share could change the direction of your financial life forever. Don't skip, don't scroll. This is the information that people pay thousands of dollars for, and you're getting it right now, completely free. When we talk about investing your personal savings in the United States, the first thing we must understand is that there is no single magic investment. Different people, incomes, ages, and goals require different strategies. But the good news is, there are specific, proven places where Americans place their money to grow consistently, safely, and powerfully over time. And if you follow these principles, even a small salary can turn into a strong financial foundation. The very first and most important place your savings should go, before anything else, is an emergency fund. Because no investment matters if your life collapses the moment something unexpected happens. An emergency fund is your financial shield, 3 to 6 months of living expenses kept in a high-yield savings account, not a regular one. High-yield savings accounts in the U.S. pay 4 to 5% APY, compared with the 0.01% that traditional banks give. That small difference is not small at all. Over time, it can be hundreds, even thousands of dollars in extra growth. But once your emergency fund is set, this is where the real wealth building begins. The first major category where Americans should invest their personal savings is retirement accounts, because these accounts don't just help you save, they protect your money from taxes, which is one of the biggest advantages you can have in the U.S. financial system. The 401k is one of the most powerful tools available. If your employer offers a match, something like we match 3% or 5% of your salary, then that match is literally free money. If your salary is $4,000 a month and your employer matches 4%, that's an extra $160 every month that you get without working for it. No other investment gives you guaranteed returns like that. Not the stock market, not real estate, not crypto, nothing. And inside a 401k, your money grows tax-deferred, meaning you don't pay taxes until you withdraw it. That gives your money decades of compounding power. The next retirement tool is the Roth IRA, which is even more powerful for long-term growth because all the growth becomes tax-free. Imagine investing $6,000 a year and watching it grow to over $1 million, but never paying a single dollar of tax on that growth. That is the magic of the Roth IRA. Most Americans never take advantage of this because nobody teaches them, but you're learning it today. Once your retirement accounts are growing, the next major place to invest your savings is in the stock market, but not by picking random stocks or chasing trends. The safest, most stable, most proven strategy for Americans is index funds, especially S&P 500 index funds. These funds track the 500 biggest companies in the U.S., Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Amazon, Google. And historically, they return around 10% per year, on average. That means if you invest $10,000, it can become $26,000 in 10 years, $67,000 in 20, and over $174,000 in 30 years. And the best part? You don't need to know anything about the stock market. You just invest consistently, month after month, and let the market work for you. Legendary investors like Warren Buffett say that index funds are the single best investment for most people because they are diversified, low cost, and almost always beat active traders over time. Even if your salary is small, $300 a month, $200 a month, even $50 a month, you can still grow wealth steadily through index funds. Next, we talk about real estate, because in the USA, real estate is one of the most reliable ways to grow personal savings into long-term wealth. You don't need to buy a huge house. You don't need to be rich. You don't need to become a landlord immediately. The real power of real estate lies in equity, the value of the property increasing over time, combined with something called leverage. When you buy a home with a mortgage, you often pay only 3 to 5% as a down payment, but you benefit from the full market appreciation. That means if you buy a $300,000 home with a $10,000 down payment and the home grows to $330,000, you didn't gain $10,000, you gained $30,000. That is the magic of real estate leverage. Over time, the home value increases, your mortgage decreases, and your equity grows. And if you rent out the property later, your tenant essentially pays your mortgage for you while the property continues to appreciate. This is why so many American families build wealth through real estate. But real estate doesn't only mean buying a home. There are modern ways to invest that are cheaper, easier, and require no management. The best example is REITs, real estate investment trusts, where you invest in large portfolios of income-producing real estate like apartment buildings, hotels, and commercial properties. REITs pay dividends, which is money deposited into your account regularly just for holding the investment. For people who want real estate benefits without the headache of property management, REITs are a perfect solution. Another major place Americans should invest their savings is Treasury bonds, especially I-bonds and T-bills. These are government-backed investments, meaning they are among the safest in the country. I-bonds adjust with inflation, so if inflation rises, your returns rise too. During high inflation years, many Americans used I-bonds to protect their savings from losing value. T-bills, on the other hand, currently offer strong short-term returns, often higher than many bank accounts, while being backed by the U.S. government. For people who want stability and guaranteed returns, bonds are a smart part of a balanced portfolio. Now let's address an investment category that many people misunderstand: high yield and CDs. These are not long-term investment vehicles, but they are incredibly useful for short-term goals. If you're saving for something within 1 to 3 years, like a car, moving to a new city, building an emergency fund, or preparing for a big purchase, then high-yield savings accounts and certificates of deposit, or CDs, are excellent because they offer predictable returns without risk. You shouldn't put your short-term savings into the stock market because the market can go up and down in the short term, even though it rises in the long term. So use high-yield accounts for short-term goals and invest long-term money into index funds, retirement accounts, or real estate. Beyond this, one of the most undervalued investments in the USA is your own skills. The truth is, your income is your greatest wealth-building tool. If you invest in learning high-income skills like digital marketing, cybersecurity, cloud computing, real estate licensing, content creation, finance, trades, or tech skills, you increase your earning potential dramatically. A person earning $4,000 a month will always struggle to invest compared to someone earning $8,000 a month. The difference is not luck, it is skill. Investing in courses, certifications, or training that increase your income is one of the smartest investments you can make. Once you understand these categories, retirement accounts, index funds, real estate, bonds, high-yield savings, and personal skill development, the next step is building a strategy that fits your life. The most effective method for Americans is the 50-30-20 rule, where 50% of your income covers needs, 30% covers wants, and 20% is automatically invested. But if you want to grow faster, adjust it to the 60-20-20 rule, where 20% goes directly into investments every month without excuses. Automatic investing is the secret behind wealthy people. They don't rely on motivation, they rely on systems. And if you automate your investments, your money grows whether you feel like it or not. The biggest mistake people make is waiting for the perfect time to start. They think, I'll invest when I earn more, I'll start next year, or the market is too high right now. But the truth is, time in the market is always more powerful than timing the market. If you start now, even with small amounts, you are already ahead of millions of people who keep waiting. Wealth doesn't come from luck, it comes from consistency. So where should Americans invest their personal savings to grow? The final answer is simple: a combination of high-yield savings, retirement accounts, index funds, real estate, bonds, and personal skill development, applied consistently, strategically, and without panic. If you follow the principles I shared today, your money will not just sit, it will grow, compound, and build a future where you feel in control instead of stressed. Your financial freedom starts not when you become rich, but when you start investing with clarity and confidence.